start the time now. I need to grab photos for Billboard. Okay, again, Frank Sorick. A couple of things I want to ask council for. Once again, I'm here asking for you to launch a council investigation, a couple of topics that I need investigated, and I'm hoping that you will use your investigative powers. It was brought to my attention that the chief of police conducts, after every St. Patrick's Day parade, he conducts a party inside the Wilkes Barre Police Department where selective people are brought into his office and offered drinks. I don't believe that any other city in the nation would honor such a policy where alcohol is poured freely inside of a police department that's currently serving residents. I just find that troublesome, and I would like an investigation. I'm not making an allegation, it's what I was told, and I would like for this council to please investigate that allegation to find out whether or not it is credible. And if so, do we need to pass some sort of legislation where, you know, alcohol is not readily available or open consumption inside an open 24/7 manned police department? Thank you. Also, I would like an investigation into whether or not target letters, I've heard a lot about that, I don't even know what they are, but if any have been sent out or received by any members of the city employment, I would like that addressed as well. Also, Mr. Ryan has been talking prior to each meeting about conduct that may be limited, as you were all witnessed when I tried giving my presentation about pending legislation. Even though it was about pending legislation, I was shut down 3 different times. Yet Mr. Banks was allowed to call Doreen Schultz an idiot, not once, not twice, 3 times. And this council did nothing to say no name calling, stop using that word, it's derogatory, absolutely nothing. Why? Because again, you guys agree with it. And it's the only response. I mean, Mr. Ryan's words were that due to the nature of topics discussed, and forgive me if I'm getting them wrong, I'm working partially off memory, that the chairman may limit conduct as he sees fit. So I have to ask the whole council to please respond to this, as well as the chairman. Did you agree with Mr. Banks' interpretation of Doreen in her filming as she is an idiot? I mean, is that why you didn't limit Mr. Banks, as he repeatedly called her that? Not only is it very rude, it's disrespectful, and it goes more to my original presentation that you, Chairman, interrupted me on 3 different times in stating that I was resorting to name calling. Seems that the taxpayer president can't call anyone names, but if you guys agree with someone calling names, we just, again, clam up. Just as I said, as you interrupted me when I was going on. So I would like to apologize for my outburst prior, only because I was having to talk over and continue my presentation over the rude interruptions I was receiving, while other citizens are allowed to just berate anyone they choose. But God forbid anyone else tries to do it to this administration. We won't allow you to berate this administration, but berate one of the critics, free reign. So could I get some answers and hopefully a resolution to launch an investigation?
I didn't know who the idiot was, so I didn't call anybody a name.
Sir, please. You brought up an issue involving the police. The administration is here, they've heard your concerns. I'm sure that they will look into that. The police department is under the control, of course, the city administration, so it's the first time hearing about that. They've heard that. The issue with the video recording, Mr. Sorick, when the speaker was talking about this being recorded, he didn't mention anyone by name. Actually,
Neither did I, Phil.
I don't think he has any idea you would mention who did the recording by name.
I'm talking about when you interrupted me
He had no
prior.
idea. As to who actually posted it online, he wasn't even concerned about what was going on. You have that very same paper that I have, I believe. Her name is not on there. And we
No names are on this. You interrupted me 3 times.
I interrupted you when you went way off the topic and started talking about my employment outside.
I didn't mention a name or a
You talked
profession, I didn't even mention a
So-
university by name. I said at a community
You were up
college.
to talk about pending legislation. The community college is not pending legislation, sir. That's when you were interrupted.
How about the interruption
I'm
as
not
to
gonna
the
go back and forth.
quote?
I'm answering your question. I'm not gonna
Of
debate.
course, you don't, Bill, you never want to
I'm
answer
not-
direct
I'm not here to
questions.
debate you, okay?
Because you lose.
I didn't know if you missed anything else, if council members,
Bill,
administration, anything?
Bill, can I say something?
Sure.
We don't promote anyone calling anybody an idiot, okay?
Why didn't you stop her, Mr. Brown? Or stop him?
Allow Mr. Brown to make the statement, please.
Okay, but also I think that if someone's being videotaped, that person should be asked, you know, I'm gonna be putting this on YouTube or wherever it's posted, I don't know where it's posted, but at least give that person courtesy knowing it's gonna be there, okay?
Sunshine
I'm
Act
in-
does that.
Right, let me finish. I'm in favor of videotaping these meetings. I think that we should be videotaping these meetings. And I'd like to ask my fellow council members to see if we can look into that, because would we have to do it, okay? I think it should be something that we have as a record, but also everything that takes place here is videotaped. And so I'd like to make that recommendation, but I agree with that. Maybe what took place between Mr. Banks and the person that videotaped him, okay? That should have been worked out between the two of them, in my opinion.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.